Hello, everybody. Welcome back to another episode of Ships at Sea. Today, we're going to do more cargo runs. We're going to do some 5 and 7.3 nautical mile cargo runs, which will help us get money, but most importantly, it will help us increase our amateur certificate so that we can get to our next level, which is required by going distances. And cargo runs seem to be the easiest and best way to do it because I at least make money on the way there. And on the way back, I just waste time. But otherwise, still fun. Alright, I'm going to be using a mouse and keyboard as well as a controller. Definitely makes using our piloting the boat much easier. So what we're going to grab here is we're going to grab our equipment to here to Elvinsky. 750 XP, which is pretty good. And then our 7.4 to Skomar, which are Skomar. A and E is one letter. I don't think I've seen that before. Take that one. And on the way there, we should do the deliver the goods to Bedoya, because it is on the way. Alright, that is all of our missions. And we will start loading up. I've definitely figured out that controller works a little smoother, especially with everything going on right now. But it also might just be because I'm proficient with using controller over mouse and keyboard. But I will not lie, this controller, the buttons are definitely not mapped correctly. I can't sprint using the controller. I can only pick up and put things down. I cannot open the map. I have a hard time going into the inventory, or if I click the right stick, it opens this menu. B will allow me to get rid of it, which is at least nice. But there's just some button presses that you can hit, like the back button, which opens your inventory. But you can hit the B button, the Y button, the X button, the A button, any button you want, and none of them will get rid of this menu. You have no choice but to use the mouse in order to exit it. So there's definitely some little bugs going on. Boop, 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 boop. Gotta make this look as nice as possible. I can't wait till I get a service boat big enough, because then we're going to start doing some fishery stuff, because that's the one thing that I'm most looking forward to this game. I've done plenty of fishing in the last two games. Granted, fishing is how you're supposed to make most of your money in these games, but they make cargo runs, and this one just... Why do I want to go deplete the ocean at this point? I can make a decent chunk of change driving around. Gotta load these perfectly, otherwise you gotta just do it all over again. But I do like this part. All I need is a game called Stacking Simulator, and I will be content. Pick up box, put down box. Pick up box, put down box. Perfect. Hopefully we can make room for these other two. Otherwise, I'm gonna be in a very crappy predicament. I also like that every single time you exit the game and re-enter the game, you have to rename the ship. Game does not remember what you saved it as. Game also doesn't know, check this out, how long you've even played it for. Okay. Which is funny. Another thing that I've been seeing that's been happening is the days don't change like they're supposed to. Like if I go into my logbook, let's put this down. So inside my logbook, I go to my missions. So I got these ones as active currently. But if we go down to the bottom here, this was completed April 3rd, April 3rd, April 3rd. Granted, that says April 3rd, but these were all completed when it said 4-2 on the top. If I complete this, I won't be surprised if it comes off as these saying the 4th. These top ones up here. These ones. I wouldn't be surprised if it says I completed them on the 4th, not the 3rd. Alright, we got everything. We're ready to go. I've upgraded this thing considerably. I wonder at which point in the game they're going to add the harbor police. They have it in the level up system skill tree where there's harbor police, but I am currently under the assumption that they're not implemented into the game as of this moment. Because if we look at here in our skill tree, this will become during early access. As we know, they have 3 major updates they plan, so this doesn't come until later, which is fines reduction, which makes me feel like there is going to be police, but there is none at this exact moment. I do like some of the stuff. Engineer allows you to repair your actual boat, which is actually really nice since parking in this game is really frustrating. Sometimes you get perfectly inside the box and it gives you the option to dock, and it only does it for like maybe 1/10 of a second, and then it disappears, and then you're forever, it never shows it again, and you have no choice but to back completely out of the spot and pull back in and mash the dock button as you're pulling in, so that when it does proc, you can actually dock. That is definitely an annoying feature when you're trying to dock and it won't let you dock, but it'll consistently damage your boat multiple times. Also, the steering in this game is, compared to North Atlantic and Barrett's kind of crude, but North Atlantic is the one I'm going to compare it to. The steering, the water, I won't lie, didn't act like water does in this game, but the steering just does not seem realistic. Like, let's watch me turn hard left, and I'll release it, and then watch the boat just boop, continue turning left. I'm no longer touching the joystick and turning the boat, but the boat's just going to keep going hard left. The one thing I don't know is, does the wheel stay where you leave it? It does. Okay. No, it doesn't. So it's supposed to go back to dead neutral, yet sometimes when you're in dead neutral, you find yourself going solid to the left or solid to the right. Steering is definitely something that's, I hope they work on a little bit more. Feels way too arcadey. One thing I'm curious about is if you go into the help spot, there's something that happens farther on in the ships, which is interesting. So there's this thing called failures, which I'm really interested in coming across. You can have an electrical failure. It's only a common on tier 2, so I'm assuming they don't allow it to be happening on tier 1s. But the fact that you have to actually have to carry extra, like, fuses on you, light bulbs or whatever, in case it goes bad. Mechanical failure, which, that sounds cool. But I wonder if our boats can also catch fire, since we have this fire extinguisher here, and the service boat has the option to put out fires. I haven't come across anything. I don't know if there's any mission at this point. Do this whole cargo run, and that should hopefully give us more than enough to buy the fixer and upgrade that thing so that it's decent and can go start that. One thing I want to try is that whale watching tour. That looks really interesting. Shazam. We'll just leave it running. What was the name of this one? This is the one with the V, right? Vidoya. Bam, 525. Because not only do you get XP for just doing a mission, but the distance you travel also gives XP on top of what the mission XP gives you. So let's say you travel 5 knots, the game gives you XP on the 5 knots you've traveled to get to this destination, and then it adds the completion or for finishing it, which is really cool. Some like washboard water right there. And immediately goes to wavy. Ooh, it got rough. All the boat wants to do is go right. Definitely cannot wait till autopilot comes out. Makes so much easier for going straight. I don't mind sitting here and actually enjoying the first person view, but when I'm consistently getting pushed hard left, whew, it's getting rough out here. Alright, we're coming up to our second drop-off point. We should be there in 1,200 feet. It has been extremely wavy. I like how most of my view in first person is looking at that pillar. I can't help but to just stare directly at the pillar and not look out the window. Alright, let's get this next one. We're not Skumavar, here we go. $534 XP just for going 5.3 nautical miles. Oh yeah. On to the last one. I believe the best way is to go back out and then straight south. Yes. Goodbye. See you on the next one. Never seen a buoy that high off the above the water. Is that a buoy? Doesn't even look like I can actually get to it. Look how tall of a service boat I need just to even reach the ladder. That's insane. That's like a tier 3 or something. I don't... I think the tier 2 still won't be tall enough to make it to that ladder. Can already see where we're going. You see where my white dot is. You see that little thing over the horizon? That is a lighthouse. which is where our destination is. Alright, we are now approaching our final destination, aka drop-off point. Made a decent chunk of money. Well, not lie, compared to the other games that they've made, this is this one game where instead of me actually doing fishing 99% of the time, because cargo missions were kind of pointless to do in the first two games, makes more money just doing fishing. But in this, you make decent money just running cargo. Ooh, we need to turn on our work lights. Shazam. Hey, we can see. I should turn up the horizontal sensitivity for the controller so I can turn around faster. Can you let me get on? Thank you, please. And the last one. Look at that. 1782 XP. That's what you want to see. So we traveled a total distance of 8.3 nautical miles just to get here from where we started. So we're going to be traveling, give or take, that distance back. So that's a decent chunk added to our tier leveling up. Let's see where we're at. 39.8. So after I drive back, should be at least 46. So more than halfway now. Alright. With that, we will call this the end to this episode. Thank you guys for watching. Leave a like and a comment if you liked what you saw. And subscribe, please, if you liked what you saw. Alright, thank you.